On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Sunday morning. Well, with us today is Nicole Parker, a former FBI special agent, and served for 12 years in the Miami field office. And Nicole Parker, you've written a new book, and you are a little bit upset about what's going on in our country and the world. Well, let us know and tell us about your new book, too.
Well, first of all, it was my honor and privilege this week to meet with President Trump. On Tuesday, actually, it was my birthday, and I had the privilege of being invited to the Oval Office, and it was quite an experience, a birthday I will never forget. And what I can tell you is that under the Trump administration, things are on fire, literally. We are moving in the right direction as far as law and order, and I wrote a book called The Two FBIs, and President Trump actually generously endorsed that book when it came out. And I talk about how there's FBI 1, which are the solid FBI agents who came into the agency to keep America safe, protect Americans, uphold the Constitution, and just, enforce laws. That's what we're hired to do. Whereas on the other hand, there was FBI 2. And those were individuals at the FBI who came in and abused their law enforcement power, and they pushed their political and social agendas into the realm of their work. They went after President Trump, after Trump supporters. The January 6th obsession was going after those that, committed minor misdemeanors. It became the FBI's number one focus and the Department of Justice number one focus.
Nicole
John,
Parker, are we ever going to find out the truth about January 6th?
I sure hope so. I think that there's one thing that I love about this administration is that they are digging into the facts, they are digging into the truth, and they are exposing fraud, misrepresentations that were made to us under the last administration. Not even just the last administration, because I can tell you that the problems with the FBI, based on my experience, really started under James Comey. He was the one that completely obliterated the trust within the organization of the FBI and outside the organization as well. And I would say July 5th of 2016, when he came forward and said that no reasonable prosecutor would charge Hillary Clinton, that was when I knew that he had politically weaponized the FBI. So I think as we're seeing, we've got a lot of good work going on. It takes time to get to the bottom of things. These problems did not start overnight. They've been going on for well over a decade. And so it takes time. We've got to be patient. But President Trump is committed to the truth. And he is very much committed to law and order. As an agent who worked violent crime, I have such deep respect for that. Our cities, we need to be safe. And I also want to share a personal note. My best friend in the FBI, Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger, she was shot and killed in the line of duty on February 2nd of 2021 under the Biden administration. And she was executing a search warrant for a child predator. They are known to be the most dangerous. And that morning, there was no SWAT support from the FBI for Laura's operation. But in the same time frame, there were the FBI was liberally sending SWAT resources for January 6th misdemeanors and nonviolent offenders. But yet they did not send SWAT for the most dangerous criminal out there. And that was a political move, in my opinion. And I believe that my friend should still be alive. And if SWAT had been there that morning and they put that much dedication and devotion to going after child predators as they did the January 6th misdemeanors, I believe my best friend, Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger, would still be alive. And that's something I talk about in the book because she was a stellar FBI agent and she deserves better than that. And I'll tell you right now, President Trump made a phone call to her family this year on the 5-year anniversary. He was not even the president when this happened. It was under Joe Biden. But he genuinely cares about our law enforcement heroes. And he called her husband and left a very beautiful voice message for her husband and her 2 sons, praising Laura and her heroism. And that is what I love about President Trump and what he is doing for our country, backing the blue, backing our federal agents that are doing the real work. And I do believe that they will get to the bottom of a lot of things that happened under the last administration and, frankly, the last 10 years. And I sure hope that there's accountability for those that ruined the FBI in the past.
Okay, tell us about your book. It's called The 2 FBIs, and you're the author, Nicole Parker. So if they go to Amazon, they could find the book and buy it.
Correct. You can purchase it from your favorite book retailer, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart. You can look it up on the internet. It's really from the heart. It's a very, I worked multiple mass shootings, the Parkland school shooting, tragically, the Fort Lauderdale airport shooting. But I also talk about my faith and how it's my faith in God that helped me get through the darkest moments, losing my best friend, things of that sort. And what I can tell you is that we now have a president and an administration that will defend and stand up and back the blue.
Nicole Parker, thank you so much for coming on this Sunday morning, and let's catch up again real soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and God bless.